Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shonen and Chill, hosted by Zenrotto and Oceaniz.
Hello, folks.
And man,
Yeah,
ugh,
this week. Yeah,
this is
this
gonna be a
week's
long
rough.
episode or a really short episode. One of the two.
Well, no matter the length of the episodes, the replies to the episode are gonna be
Yes, the
fun.
comment section is gonna be my nightmare for the remainder of the day.
Hey, at least you can find consolation in the fact that I don't have to deal with it. Only you have to.
Oh God.
That thought brings me peace. I don't know about you.
For
Now,
those of you who have voted in the Patreon reader poll, we will be talking about the winner series at the end of the episode. This will be our last little segment that we do.
mhm.
So look forward to that. Other than that, I don't think we have too many announcements or whatever to do.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I haven't. This is like a personal question. Have you seen the Stone Ocean
I
OP?
have not seen it yet. I'm gonna watch it as soon as we're done
Uh,
here.
all right, bet. Yeah, so Stone Ocean stuff came out today, and it's all fucking lit as hell.
Excellent.
So good.
I'm so excited for Stone
Yeah,
Ocean.
they had Poochie's voice actor come up, and it's he voices Panda in Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
That's what I call consistent casting.
Perfect.
No, it's so good, dude. It's like the OP references Stand Proud like crazy. It's so good. And it's in 3D again.
Fuck yeah, I need
Uh
that.
it's so good. Stone Ocean next week on Wednesday. Tune in. It's better than any of the shit we're talking about today.
Go watch that first and
uh,
then come back to this.
yeah, wait an entire week before you watch this episode. Because a weekly podcast on chapters has such longevity. But all right, what are your top three, buddy?
Oh man. So my top three this week. Number three was Ayashimon. Number two was Undead Unluck, and number one was Dr. Stone.
Okay, I almost have the same one. My number three was Blue Box. My number two was Undead Unlock, and my number one was Ayashimon.
Okay.
Like this is a pity top three if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. So.
I was debating on just not choosing a top three this week. God, this is
Everybody
not a good
loses.
week. Yeah. So what are we starting with?
We are gonna start with Choujin X.
Which was cool.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Like
I
that
thought it was
was
pretty
alright.
neat. I like the various beastification stuff. I like all the transformations in the series. Look pretty cool. The
Mm-hmm.
art toward the end was awesome and fucking creepy as hell. Whatever that gross hand
Yeah.
demon is.
Yeah, the prayer demon.
Yeah.
Super cool, yeah. I mean, I I'm not sure if I understood how they beat him, to be completely honest.
I don't know either. Did he throw? I think he threw a ball that made his sync effect happen, and then
Mm-hmm.
he couldn't resist catching it after he hit it, so the sync effect happened to him too. I guess
Oh, yeah,
because it
okay.
looks like
Yeah,
he
yeah. Now
catches the hit and then he sinks into the ground.
yeah, okay, yeah. Now that I'm looking at it again. Yeah, yeah, that's definitely what happens. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. And yeah, that like spread of the hand demon. Jesus.
Yes, it's super creepy.
Yeah, because not only is it a hand demon, like the hands also have like 8 fingers.
Yeah, they do.
It has
Ugh.
like wings. Ugh.
Is the guy
The
talking to him the smoke and fire guy?
I think is it the smoke and fire guy?
I don't know. He's very
Hume.
nondescript in the pictures that we get of him.
Yeah,
But he
Hume.
reminds me
Is
of
that his name? I don't remember.
I don't know. Reminds me of the smoke and fire guy, just appearance wise.
The birth of one of my many beasts. Huh, I wonder if he has like more, what do you say, deep-rooted connections to like Shoujin generation or whatever. So that could be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm just kind of glad this
Um,
baseball thing is over. It was fine.
yeah,
It was really long for what it was, which was just like fighting this guy.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't think it overstayed its welcome. I think this was probably the best chapter to end it on. Because I feel like we got like a distinct run for it, right? Where you have him transforming into the gross guy, you have them fighting the gross guy, and then you have Tokyo transforming against the gross guy, like very nicely staged into like different sections of a fight. If it had gone on beyond this chapter, I think I would have definitely gotten sick of it. But this is fine the way it is. Um, but yeah, I think we talked about it last time. Like Choujin X is really hard to get invested in right now because it seems very erratic
Yeah, I
in
feel
what
like
it's
next
trying to
week
do.
we're just gonna jump into like, uh-oh, there's a thing happening here. Main
Yeah.
characters go do the thing. Like, what happened to the person with the little paper doll dogs? Remember that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Wait. What did happen to them?
I don't remember anything happening to them.
Where was that? Like chapter 10?
It was a
No.
while
Then they're
ago.
already fighting. Then they're already fighting the dude.
Because I remember the guy saw one of the paper dogs and he was like, bleh,
Oh yeah. There we go. A
Choujin
paper
stuff.
dog. I think nothing happens after that.
Yeah,
Maybe
like
that's
nothing
like
comes
set
of
up
it.
for later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's that. So yeah, I feel like Shoujin is one of those series that we're just gonna have to reread once there's more of it, to really sort of understand where the direction is going. So yeah, that's sort of my verdict on it.
Yeah, I thought
Good,
it was a
fun.
nice little conclusion. I liked the demon guy. The art in the series is always cool. But yeah,
Yeah,
I just need
exactly.
some continuity here sometime soon.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, what's next then?
Next up is gonna be MHA Vigilantes.
Oh yeah, speaking of things happening, here we have something where things are not happening.
Ever. Never happening. I don't understand. I don't. Why? Why has this fight
It's
been
a
going since like May?
I think this one's fantastic, though, because like My Hero and My Hero Vigilantes have the exact opposite problems at this point. One of them is like speed running its own narrative, and then you have Vigilantes, which is like, I wonder what will end first, my final arc or the lives of my readers of old age.
Yeah, like,
Because
good
like,
God, dude. This fight literally, the fight itself, not the arc, because the arc's been going on even longer. The fight
mhm.
itself started on May 21st. It is
Awesome.
November 26th when this last chapter came out, and they're still fighting.
Yeah, and it's still one attack per chapter.
Yeah, it's like, I
Like,
gotta fly farther. Uh-oh, I better block. Chapter over.
yeah, and
Like,
that's
what?
it. I mean, as I said, I think Six's like demon form here is pretty cool, and I like how he like recharges it by fusing with the bomb bodies. That's cool. I kind of wish there was more in this chapter, though. Like, yeah, it's just difficult to stay invested when every 2 weeks they show me a single punch that happens. This is like watching Naruto during its worst filler arcs.
Yeah, I don't know
But
how you could read this, like, two actions of, like, every 2 weeks series and not
mhm.
be tired of it. Because a lot of people are always like, "Oh, you missed what was so great about Vigilantes this week," and I'm like, "How could I have missed anything? They didn't do anything."
Yeah, I mean, again, like it's kind of cool that Six is trying to like essentially identify himself by the fact that he will beat his opponents and specifically beat Koichi. Like that's cool. Um but it's just drowned out by the fact that we've been seeing this shit happen for, as you said, like months now.
Yeah, it's literally
Like
been what, 6 straight months
Jesus.
of just this fight.
Oh,
Oh my God, it's gotta go. It's gotta end.
yeah, it really has to. Yeah, like there's nothing more to say. Like
Yeah,
it's
there's nothing to
literally
talk about.
just
It's
that.
just, wow, this is
Yeah.
boring now, and that's
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I do find it cool slash creepy that we get to see here that Six is literally just a rib cage and a skull now because he
Yeah,
just
and
burned
he,
away
like,
his entire body.
the fire somehow fixes his demon mode or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually not well known, but if you set yourself on fire, it actually heals you. Um, it's a very underrated ability of humans. You should definitely not try it out sometime.
That's why Toya is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I mean that's why Toya has like no health issues whatsoever. That's why he's perfectly like. Can you imagine like he's burnt on the outside, but on the inside he's like immune to cancer.
He's
Like
immune to
this is the price you
disease.
pay. This is the price you pay. Yeah, wow. We literally cannot say anything about Vigilante, so we just switch over to My Hero
Right, because
immediately.
it's just a spin-off of like a more effective narrative, and it's a spin-off that
Well,
doesn't move well, okay. Most of the time. Most of the
yeah,
time.
most of the
But
time.
it's just I can't even really make fun of it anymore because it has given me nothing to talk about. It just
Yeah,
exists still.
yeah. I mean, it exists out of 10.
Yep.
Let's leave it at that at this point.
That's literally all there is. Next up is Witch Watch.
What did you think of it?
Um, I mean, it's just back to being like, haha, the silly weekly gag, and I didn't find the weekly gag this funny.
Yeah.
The only thing that I thought was funny was when he slipped up right at the end and accidentally undid it all. I thought that was funny. But the rest of it was just okay.
Yeah. I
He likes
mean,
this YouTube show and he's acting it out, and they're using a funny spell for it, and it's whatever.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, the entire premise of the chapter is something that's so foreign to me that I couldn't really shake that. Because the idea that a school is like, hey, your private living situation is not ideal, and if you fail the exam, we will forbid you from living it out. I don't know if that's a thing that happens in Japan, probably, since I've seen it come up in multiple stories. But anytime it comes up, I'm like, wow, okay, this is a story that is not written for me, because to me this sounds like insanity.
Yeah, it really
From,
does. It
from
it
top
really
to
feels
bottom.
like a very cultural thing. Like I don't know if
Yeah.
Japanese students are like, oh man, I get that, but for me, I'm like, what in the hell is happening here?
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know if a teacher came up to me and told me that, oh, the way you live privately in your household is not good, and I'm like, okay, are you sending me my rent in check or in cash? Since apparently you're paying bills to be able to talk to me like that. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
if you don't feed me or finance me, you don't have anything to say about the way I live.
yeah, and it's like we gave
And
you special permission to like live somewhere. I'm like, I don't know what's going on
yeah,
here.
yeah, obviously, I don't think it's a fault of the series to reference something that is so inherent to its own culture. But as a foreign reader, it definitely like
Yeah, it just kind of
immediately
takes you out of it.
disconnects me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, I think the joke would have been funnier if they all did better than him in the final exam.
yeah, I guess.
Like if they memorized it all, but then he spent so much time teaching them that he barely squeaked by. That would have been funnier to
Yeah,
me than
although
him being the super
uh,
genius.
although to be fair, him like acing all of them because he accidentally got too smart. That's fun enough as well. I'm not gonna diss that joke. Um, but yeah, that's just sort of a forgettable chapter.
Yeah,
Nothing
a lot of
crazy.
them. Like, ever since the like continuous arc ended, it's mostly just been like, oh okay.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, we didn't have the student council in this one.
Yes, thank God. I was really worried that they were gonna come back again and they were
Yeah.
gonna rehash the same jokes the third time.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say already.
Yep. All right. Moving on, we've got Mashle.
Oh yeah, we're jumping a bunch.
Yeah, because our top threes, we have a bunch.
Yeah. Mashle was alright.
I liked it. Dad's
Yeah.
funny. I find him funny.
Yeah, exactly. Like the whole. Also, I mean, the fight was choreographed pretty well. Like I thought the actual moves were a lot very creative and cool.
Yeah, like using his
Um,
explosions to propel himself faster. I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah. Also, the art is fantastic of when he like explodes himself at the end.
Yeah, the big giant like swirl explosion looks great.
Yeah, that's super good. Mash running in the darkness got to me more than I expected.
And just running forward.
Yeah. But also, I was like surprised to see, despite it being a gag, he looks like super serious in it. He
Yeah,
has
he's
like
got his
the
serious
anime
mode on. I
boy.
assume because it's trying to be like a I gotta help my friends mode.
Also, Mash with slicked back hair just looks so weird.
Yeah, doesn't he? Without like the mushroom. I
Yeah.
really like that the first panel of that is just giant whoosh, and it's just little tiny Mash running.
Yeah, because he's not. He's almost has like no speed lines on him in that panel, so it looks like he's standing still regardless. He's just there like in a Mario pose.
Oh god.
But yeah, aside from that, this was also sort of a very low key chapter, despite being action. But the action was mostly just all right.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I
funny to
wasn't sitting
call
here.
action low key, but in a series like Mashle, it's just like, you know,
Whatevs.
yeah. I did like the beginning jokes too about how the guy was still making mom references, and then the one panel where Lance finishes him off and he's just got like noodle limbs.
Yeah.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
Um, Also, I like Dot's analysis where he's like, "I may be in for a bit of a rough time." Oh no, there's two of them.
Yeah,
He's
it
like,
keeps
he
getting
keeps
worse.
calculating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool enough. But yeah, also sort of just not a crazy chapter this week for sure.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Apparently,
because
I
I'm
do like
already.
that his headband is like some kind of limiter. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, right. I was wondering, was that a thing we knew? Because I definitely don't feel like it.
Yeah, if we did know it, I had forgotten it. That's for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, he like
Yeah.
pulled his little headband off, and all of a sudden he's in Super Saiyan mode or something.
Yeah, like pretty good, pretty strong and powerful. But yeah, like that's kind of it for me.
Yeah,
Like
it was just
also
a
just a
fight,
very low
and it
key.
was just it was a fine fight. Solid.
Just all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
His
right.
magic power spike. Yeah.
Yep. Next up is the
Uh,
Elusive Samurai.
I dead ass have no clue what to think of this.
I thought it was okay.
like
I thought it was better than the last
yeah,
couple. Um,
yeah, I think so too.
I like
But
that stuff's going on. I still don't really understand the priest or his like role in the story. Really,
yeah, right.
I think that character is just I just don't get it. You know, I'm not sure what he's there to do. Um, I liked the beginning where they're doing like their little escape. Um, it's fine that the priest showed up, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't really understand either why they can't accuse him without like a confession. Like why? It's obviously him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Even the bad
I
guy's
don't
like, it's
know.
obviously you. And he's like, but no one said it's me. And it's like, why is that? Isn't he like nobility or whatever now? Doesn't he have like power? Why can't he just be like, yeah, it's this guy? I kill him.
Yeah, like no clue. But I will say that him receiving the vision that our main guy is in danger while making kebab,
Yeah, he's
that
cutting
actually
it.
is pretty funny. He's just cutting dinner.
Yeah, and he's got like the panicked like lines on his head and everything.
Like, oh shit. Yeah, that was pretty funny. And I thought the final bit of like that one useless lord having gotten so good with the bow and arrow that he also has fucked up eyes now.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. But yeah, aside from that, this was another just not a chapter I was really into or like felt very strongly about. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, I think they spent a lot of time jumping around the battlefield in this one. And it's
Mm-hmm.
been an issue kind of with this whole arc is like they're spending so much time jumping from place to place that it's hard to like get particularly invested in what any one person is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I would have liked to see maybe a little bit more focus in one area per like exchange, because like I don't even know where that crazy lord that's in his weird tank thing is even relative to anyone that we know.
Well, me neither, but honestly, I don't care too much. Like, I just want to see him have crazy eyes for a while because that's funny.
I'm assuming he's going to get killed here, but I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe. Like, it's a difficult. I feel like it's difficult to really predict with Elusive Samurai.
It's true. He definitely feels like this is where a boss like him would get killed, and then he could establish like haha, we're fighting back. But it is the Elusive Samurai, so I guess you never know.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that Elusive Samurai for
that
today?
is.
This is such a cursed
It's a
week.
cursed episode beyond words. Yeah. So the next one is Protect Me, Shugomaru.
All right, before I color the conversation by saying anything, what did you think?
I thought that it was still pretty funny, but starting to wear thin.
Right? Like I was surprised because last week I thought this joke was going to actually stick for a while, but already the second chapter, by the end of it, I could feel myself getting tired of it.
I think they really overdid it this chapter because he does like the "I have to protect you now" fake out like every other page, and it was still funny, but it's getting to the point now where I'm like, oh boy, this is. I don't know how many times you can make it still funny. Like if he had done the mosquito thing earlier in the chapter, I probably would have thought it was hilarious. But like after doing it over and over again, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, right. Like there definitely is a bit of a.
Although the one gag that really, really got me was when he gave her the shield with the boxing glove on it, and she pushed the button and it punched her.
Yeah.
That one absolutely got me. It always punches the nearest person. She clicks it and it spins around. It punches her.
Well, also, I like how it's like there's like no follow up to it.
No, yeah, they
Just
don't say anything afterward. It just punches her in the stomach, and then the next page is the next scene.
yeah. But yeah, like I definitely think it needs to kind of change up its repertoire a little. Cuz otherwise this really feels like it's going to be very short-lived.
Yeah,
Cuz how
it
many
needs
situations can
something
you do with
else
this?
to bring in the humor.
Yeah, exactly. Um Also, did I just miss it, or do they never acknowledge that the hurt girl has just like solid black eyes?
I don't believe they ever acknowledge it. No.
Okay, so that's just art style thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because at first I thought, oh, is she blind? Is that gonna be a thing? But no, she just looks fucked up.
Yeah, she just looks goofy. Next week it'll end up coming out that she's like Skull or something, given how the series goes. Or actually, it
Oh
looks like
yeah,
pretty much everybody has black eyes except the main girl.
you think?
Yeah, well, like you look back when she's talking to those people, and their eyes are just black dots. They have the little white outline, but there's no like definition to their eyes like hers.
No, yeah, okay, you're right. So maybe that's just that.
Yeah, actually,
But I
everyone
don't
has
think.
kind of generic eyes except for the main two, the guy that got frozen again, which was also kind of funny, um, and the hurt girl.
hmm Yeah. So again,
I did like the Kirby and the Yu-Gi-Oh references though.
yeah, those are funny. I also liked what was it? Wait, let me find it again. I like the glove, the fire dragon claw.
Oh yeah, he's just
That
got on his hand.
that yeah, and it's just like it sets everything on fire, including itself. That was all right. Yeah,
Yeah, I
like the thing
almost
is, a
think
lot. Of,
the contraptions that he makes that are more dangerous to her than helpful are funnier than him like breaking stuff trying to protect her.
yes,
Like in the very beginning
absolutely.
when he's like, "Here, take this bomb, and it'll blow up
hmm
everything in a 10-kilometer radius." And she's like, "That would also kill me," and he's like, "Oh my god, you're
yeah, like the thing is, the jokes are like fun in isolation, but the problem is condensed into like 20 pages together. They kind of just drown each other out in a way.
Yeah, it's just the same joke. Like, yeah, because talking about each one, I find them funnier than I did when I was actually reading the chapter.
Yeah, right. I feel that.
So I don't know.
Uh,
Hopefully it starts expanding a little bit, but we'll see. It's
yeah,
still fine enough for right now.
yeah, it's all right. We'll just have to deal with it.
Yep. So let's see. Next up, because it's not on any top three this week, is My Hero.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I totally did.
yeah.
Wow.
It's
Oh
just
god,
in the regular lineup.
that's a first. Fuck. I didn't think I would have to do this so soon.
You weren't ready yet.
I wasn't emotionally ready for this. Well, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first because this chapter's so fucking funny. The
Okay.
cover page is just All Might holding an egg, which is funny already. And then this entire chapter, they're like, "Yeah, Stars and Stripes bought us a chance. This is our time to strike." And then All Might's like, "Actually, we're gonna have a training arc first." And then everyone's like, "Yeah, we've been completely training off screen the entire time that you've been gone. Here, look how ripped we are as we all take our shirts off." And then they're like, "Oh wow, these students sure are pretty strong." And then it just is like, okay. Also, the invisible bitch is evil. Over.
That's a very apt
It's
summary,
what,
I must
like, who
say.
the what? It's 15 pages of them just being like, "Hey, should we go fight Shigaraki now?" "No, I need more runtime, so we're gonna train." "Oh, but we already trained." "Okay, so what does that mean? Are we gonna fight Shigaraki or not?" It never comes up. They're just like, "Hey, we actually already trained," and almost like, "Oh yeah," and then they just stop talking about it.
Yeah, wow, this is a weird chapter from start to finish. Um yeah, so this is probably the worst chapter since the Mirio shit.
It's so fucking funny though.
It's funny, but it's oh my like honestly, I know the big thing about this chapter is the revealed or like it's not even a reveal that she's a traitor, it's more like a tease. Like this could still be a red herring for all I know and care. But
It could
frankly,
be
like
her
this
like
is
outside their building or something, I guess, spying on them.
or it could be her finding out who the actual traitor is. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be a lot of things. But if it is her, it's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, it, it's
My
so
hero,
fucking stupid.
my hero's turned into a gag manga all of a
It's kind of
sudden.
feels like it. It's like Mashle would totally have a character that's obviously like does nothing and is sneaky and invisible that just shows up sometimes to say things, and they're like, "Ah, we like you," and then they show up later as a bad guy in like the most fucking stupid.
Also, I like how the context for All for One revealing to us who the traitor is him just calling Dobby an idiot.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, get some friends, loser. How about
He's
you
like,
go get some bitches, you dweeb?"
he's like, look, Dobby, I look like a literal potato and I have friends. No excuses.
Yeah, Dobby's like, "No, I want to kill my dad," and he's like, "Yeah, well, if you want to kill your dad, how about you go make a friend, you fucking nerd."
Yeah. But as I was saying, like honestly, the traitor shit is the least bad part to me in this chapter. It's overshadowed by like everything else. Cause like I don't think I've ever seen a series that isn't cancelled have a chapter out that screams, "Oh my god, I want to end," this loudly. Cause like, let's see. Training arcs for the characters skipped over off screened. The character, this class that we've seen do like two things maybe, and who have done cool stuff, but still very much feel like at the start of their journey. Oh yeah, actually, we get the speech about how there are these birds flying up and how they're, they've evolved and are so strong now, which is hella unearned for like most of these characters. Um, Toga, who left the war arc mysteriously missing, is just back with Shigaraki again for no reason.
Yeah, why is she just? They made a big deal about it too. That she's like, Toga's
Yeah,
in the wind. We don't know where she is. Up, she's just right there.
yeah, she's just there. So I think my favorite bit about this is Twice. So did Shigaraki learn about Twice off screen? Did he learn about Twice off screen and just didn't care? Or has Toga just decided not to tell him and it's never gonna come up again? I feel like there's no way to explain it at this point that is not just profoundly disappointing. And then there's a couple more. Like, I saw a couple people say like, "Oh, this training arcs aren't skipped, guys. We're definitely seeing them soon." It's like, do you honestly think that an author who goes out of his way to like say some shit like, "Oh yeah, everyone's been training off screen," is now then gonna suddenly introduce another training arc? Like, no, he did this so he doesn't have to do a training arc anymore, probably ever again. Because yeah, this shit's ending. Like,
Yeah,
the man is like,
this really feels like, like they talked a little bit about where even Deku was like, yeah, they said they agreed to help me complete One for All, and then Deku's like, shut up, idiot, or Bakugo was like,
yeah,
shut up, you
Bakugo,
fucking
yeah,
nerd, not doing that shit. I'm just gonna
yeah, like
get strong. And so I mean, they're gonna, I guess, do like a little training arc, probably, yes, but like
I don't
the way they're
I don't
talking makes it
know.
sound like they're gonna help Midoriya get 100%, and then they're gonna be like, all right, let's go end the series now, please.
Yeah, like I feel like at best we're just gonna see them all wail at Deku for like a chapter, and then he's gonna unlock the final quirk or whatever. But I don't think we're gonna see
I don't think
anything
it's gonna be a full
big.
arc like the last ones are. It's probably just gonna be like a few chapters, and then we'll get Bakugo versus Deku 3, and then they'll be like,
You
okay,
think?
I think so, yeah, probably we will. I don't. I think it'll be like as friends though, like it'll be a Goku Vegeta kind of thing.
You
Um,
think they have the time for that though? Since they're
oh, it's
sitting
not
on
gonna
like
be
what?
long. It's gonna be a chapter and a half maybe at most.
Oh well, okay,
Yeah,
true.
it's gonna be very disappointing to everybody who hasn't been marinating in copium, but we're gonna get it.
Yeah,
And then we're just gonna move
but
on to the fight.
yeah, because I don't know. Even that like 2-3 chapter training stuff, I don't even know if we're gonna get that because why bother skipping over like all of the development, all of the training for these characters that you clearly want people to care about because you include a whole speech about, oh, they have hatched and they have become so incredibly uh, good and mature. Like, why bother skipping over all of that if you're just going to do a training arc right after? Like, that just seems so weird, but I mean, it's possible. I mean, this narrative has not really worked properly since the war arc.
Yeah, I mean, just the way that they're talking, they definitely sound like they plan to still do some kind of training of some sort. I like how they're talking about like, yeah, we've all been training with the pussycats to get stronger, and I'm like, okay, what about the dude whose power is that he has tentacles that hear things? What has he been doing to get stronger? Oh, the tail guy, you've been lifting weights with the pussycats. Oh, okay, you're gonna tank Decay. You're gonna fight Dobby. That's what you're gonna do, tail guy.
Oh, speaking of Dobby, I fucking hate that apparently his only plan ever was to just kill Endeavor. Because that's what I'm getting out of here. It's
Oh
like,
yeah, that's all he
ugh.
gives a shit about is killing Endeavor, and then that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, like, wow, that's a really cool conclusion to his whole speech that he had with Hawks, where he's like, I will revive Stain's ideology. Oh no, it's actually just about my dad. Also, since we're in the end game, are we ever going to hear about how Dobby survived that fire? Or is that just gonna be a thing like, oh,
He did. Yeah, it's probably
yeah,
just
he
gonna be
just
like a
did.
he survived it.
Yeah. Like he just didn't die. He just
Somebody had
tried
to have
harder.
given him like medical attention. That's the thing.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Are we gonna get like a deep dive into these like backstories? Like, are we gonna get a sudden 180 for the Invisible Girl where we get to see like all her struggles and thoughts?
How she went
Because
from
that does.
literally not a character at all in the narrative, and now she's gonna start mattering. I probably a little bit. I imagine it's gonna be something like we're gonna start the final battle, and then each villain is gonna get like their own little battle against whoever they're fighting against that will expand upon them a little bit more again before the finale, probably.
Mhm.
Um, but it really doesn't
Also,
feel like we're gonna spend too much more time deeply analyzing anything.
yeah. Also, if your take on the Invisible Girl is that it's genius because you know she's invisible and she's been invisible in the narrative too, and that's why it makes sense for her to be a good spy. I want you to take that pen out of your nose because it's definitely not good for you.
Yeah, the fact that the defense is actually it's super genius to use a character that you have not actually put into the narrative at all, because then the characters might have figured her out, is like, stop talking to me.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it sounds really smart if you say it in a room to yourself, but at some point you're just gonna have to admit you're just bending over backwards to defend a ridiculously dumb narrative decision. Like, I'm sorry, like, yeah, of course you can sit here and say that, oh, there is, there is a functional parallelism between the structure of her in the meta narrative, of her being the sort of this background character and her position as a spy. And to that, I would say, yeah, that's a cool analytical tool. Too bad you're using it to cover up the fact that this is a really dumb decision.
Yeah, ultimately, it's like, yeah, I mean, I think on a base level that is partially, like, fine-ish and correct. Like, yeah, she sure has been awkwardly absent a lot. But the end result of that is that they revealed her as the maybe traitor, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, the
I don't
result
know
of that
anything about this character. She means nothing to me. She barely exists. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's not just that she doesn't exist, really. She has no connection to anyone we care about.
Yeah, like, there's not going to
whatsoever.
be any emotional, like, oh my god, how could you do this? It's just, well, actually there probably will be, but it'll feel terrible and unearned. But it's just that she doesn't even, like, talk to anyone.
Well, there's that. And the problem is, right, you can do a traitor reveal for a character who's not been very important, but then what has to carry that reveal is what that betrayal would mean to the characters. Like, sure, it'll mean something to the kids that someone in their class betrayed them, but at the same time, this is not a character anyone cares about. The kids barely talk to her, the adults barely talk about her, and we barely get to see her, no pun intended. Like, there just is nothing there.
I feel
that
like they're
works.
definitely going to have the kids act like they're devastated, and I'm gonna just not care, because, like, none of you spoke to her at all.
Yeah. Like, it's just not. Because the thing is, out of the 3 characters that have like set up to be the traitor, Kaminari, Aoyama, and Hagakure, the invisible girl, I think she is the character that needs some fleshing out the most, because Kaminari is already pretty cool. Aoyama has had his little shine. So yeah, like, if you're just looking on it at it from a spreadsheet, and you look at, this character's had this much importance, this character had this much importance, she feels like the candidate to give this moment to give this role to. But the problem is that obviously you don't write a story in a spreadsheet, right? Like, you need to have a more intuitive idea of what is even going to work on a level for the audience. Because to me, as I said, this reveal means kind of nothing, or if it even is a reveal, it could already be another red herring. And yeah, honestly, my only positive takeaway from this is that finally the whole Horikoshi forgot about the traitor nonsense can finally stop. Although maybe, I don't know, maybe I wish he had forgotten about the
perhaps
traitor.
it would have been better if he had.
Yeah. Also, if she says some shit like Shigaraki was the only one who truly saw me, I am actually going to mail myself a bomb and open it.
She's gonna.
She's 100% gonna. But that's the worst part.
God, who was it that one of the MHA guys that I follow on Twitter said Shigaraki was grooming her in a Discord chat.
I saw that. Now, Kitten, please send me the plans for UA. I saw someone else say, now Horikoshi's gonna take this female character, make her really likable in 2 chapters, and then just kill her.
And just absolutely destroy her. Yeah, I like how Stars and Stripes has already been reduced to a Mineta joke in this chapter, and then they're never gonna talk about her again.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, that's this entire like story section has been so weird. Like, during the villain hunt arc, I was still sort of into it. I was still trying to like enjoy myself. But man, like, this has been a roller coaster. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, yeah. Like I don't know anymore. Hori just really wants to end this story, and it's such a shame because one thing that made My Hero so good was that it always felt like a story he desperately wanted to tell. You know, a story that had been created from the frustration of two cancellations. And now here we are, him basically speedrunning his own manga, and I'm just sat here like, okay, sorry for caring, I guess.
Yeah, it really feels like he's ready to go. My man wants out of here. He's had it.
Yeah, he opened Twitter once and decided, all right, I'm ending this.
Yeah, he saw MHA Twitter discourse one time and he was like, "That's enough. No
Yeah.
more."
It's like if you have a Twitter account and talk about MHA, it's your fault. I say into the mirror.
You did this, pointing at yourself.
Yeah. Honestly, that's all I got to say on My Hero.
Yeah,
Like, this was a terrible chapter.
it was a bad chapter and that shit was funny. That's all I got.
Yeah. Like, Hori, he can fix it, but I don't think he's gonna. I could be wrong about everything, and everything could become great, and he could take his time, and he could develop out these things that he seemingly has skipped over, but I don't think he's gonna. He could give Dobby a cool and interesting motive beyond just his dad, like he teased in the war arc. He absolutely still could do that. But I don't think he is gonna. He could have Shigaraki find out about Twice and react to it and have that be the catalyst to some interesting conflict. But you know what I'm gonna say. He's not gonna.
Yeah,
And
that
that's
ship
really
feels like it's
frustrating.
sailed. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah, and that feels like, how fucking annoying is it that one of the best and most impactful death in My Hero is just never gonna matter again? Like, I swear to God, Hori is better at killing off interesting plot lines than he is at killing off characters.
That's true though, actually.
Yeah, that's my verdict. That's my out of 10. Clip me on Twitter, I dare you.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
All right. So the next up is, oh Jesus, Doron Dororon.
Doron Dororon, wasn't that a band in the
I
90s?
think so.
All right. Wow, this sure was a manga released in Shonen Jump.
Yeah, it's just, the thing is, it wasn't necessarily bad. I
Yeah.
think it was just like room temperature tap water.
Yeah.
There is no spice here. There's nothing about this that really makes it feel unique in any meaningful way.
Yeah.
It is every single other manga ever. But again,
Yeah. Like, it's I'm gonna say the first page or so was actually really moving to me because of him visiting his mom. I thought that was actually a pretty cool way to start the story. But yeah, this is just like, when you have like those AI algorithms where they're like, oh yeah, it was fed a picture of every man ever, and this is what it came up with as like an amalgamation. This series is that for shonen battle manga, because it's like it's a little bit of everything, but none of it is anything special anymore. Like,
yeah, it's like it's already. It just kind of looks at everything that's already been done, and it's like, oh, good, I'll
yeah,
do that.
that panel of the main character on a black background being told that, oh, your ability to use this world's power system is zero. You will never be a insert thing here. I feel like I've seen this like a billion
Oh
times at that
God, yeah,
point.
a million times easily. It almost feels like, uh, it's like Mashle, and but like trying to be more serious, because it
Yeah.
has a lot of little weird moments where like he's drawn funny, and it's like, haha, I'm making fun of my silly childhood past when I was using a leek as a sword, and it's like, okay. And his power
Mm-hmm.
buddy is like this little cute snake guy, I guess. And
Mm-hmm.
it's
Like this
just,
demon boy.
yeah, his little demon friend. and it's just like, fuck, this is. And again, it's not bad. I didn't like read it, and I wasn't like, ew. It's just like it is every other manga since 2014.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it really just it's fine. Like I could read another chapter or so of it, but there's just really nothing there, especially.
Yeah, it's
Like
inoffensive, but it's not enticing.
yeah, I mean, I guess the creature design is fun and
I
cool.
mean, he was just a monkey.
Yeah, monkeys are cool.
I guess just like after seeing like Phantom Seer and all this awesome shit, it's like that's just a Tengu monkey.
Yeah, but it's a monkey.
Yeah. Even
Like
the
we
energy effect on it is like that's pretty
you mean
like his
sort of the rough?
yeah, like the rough, wispy looking whatever spiritual power. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay. That's every other manga uses that now.
Yeah, I mean it looks cool, but I don't know. I've seen it. Yeah, like that's my verdict. I've seen it out of
Yeah, I've
10.
already seen this. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Uh-huh.
I've watched this in 2013.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not bad, but boy, it's really good. And I mean, it is the pilot, so like maybe it's just trying to play safe, because it's like
Hmm.
I want to get people to like the thing that everybody already likes, and then I'll start
Yeah.
doing my own crazy shit. Like it's possible, but
Yeah, for
this
sure.
pilot was just very much a pile of nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Like I really cannot sit here and pretend that I was incredibly incredibly affected by it.
Yeah, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
All
It's
right,
just what it is.
moving on then. We're into the top threes now. The first one's gonna be
Yay.
Blue Box.
Pain.
Yeah, oh god. Oh, when Taiki
Yeah.
asked her who else was coming, I was like, you fucking motherfucker. This is the maddest I've ever been at Taiki.
This series has this wonderful ability of like triggering every single teenage trauma I have at once and doing it completely inadvertently when I'm not expecting it. Like, oh god, yeah, as you said, that moment where he's just like, "Hey, so who else is coming?" I'm like, "Oh
Yeah.
no!"
Uh
like, it sounds like we're exaggerating, but honestly, once you're sort of an adult with with that kind of baggage, this shit hits.
yeah, well that's
Not in
the
a
thing
good
too, is
way.
like we'll probably talk about this later, when we talk about Kubo won't let me be invisible for the reader segment, because it's kind of similar, but it framed in a totally different way. This feels like
Hmm.
it's framed for people who have already gone through this shit and are like traumatized.
Yeah, but also in a weird way, it feels like it's you're supposed to read it when you're already at a point in your life where you can sort of look back on it and sort of understand why and how things happened the way they did. Like it's for a series that is in Shonen Jump, it feels like it's aimed at a much older audience because it has this tinge of regret and oh no behind it that I feel like you wouldn't have
Yeah,
if you were still in the midst of it.
yeah, it's not like wish fulfillment, It's not like, oh, the hot chick from the basketball team likes me, the lonely dweeb, or anything like that. It's like a very believable relationships of people trying to like get other people to reciprocate their feelings, and they don't know how to go about it, and it's hurts me inside.
Yeah, exactly. It's
God, yeah, it's like my entire high school life is in these pages, and it makes me hate it.
yeah, exactly. Like it's so because the thing is it's also not like it's not torture porn in that sense. Cuz like arguably nothing bad, quote unquote, happens in any of these chapters, but it just knows where to prick you and where to like remind you of the bad experiences we've all had when we were dumb teenagers that didn't understand how to be social. And that's it's a weird kind of pain that very few series manage to give me. Like Jesus.
Yeah, that
Uh
last panel, I'm like, oh God.
yeah.
Uh,
Like
and again, that also takes me back to like, I don't know how I want this to end, because I like everyone.
yeah,
I
right?
really like her, and I'm almost like, Taiki, you dick. Like, why would you say
Yeah.
that, you ass?
Yeah, I feel like in any other show, we would be like, ah, yes, of course, he would never go out with you.
Yeah,
He's
you,
supposed to
the
be with
incorrect
Chinatsu.
girl, but like it's not necessarily how it is, and I actually feel
Yeah,
awful for her.
yeah, ugh. Like, yeah, that's my verdict on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just intense groaning.
Pained anguish out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Box is so good though.
Yeah, Blue Box is fantastic. Maybe the newest show I'm like really into, a series I'm really into. Maybe besides Ayashimon.
Yeah, I really like that
Although
too,
I'm,
but we'll get there.
yeah. All right, what's
So it
next?
looks like next up is gonna be Dr. Stone.
That was kind of fuego.
Yeah, kind of fire, dude. Like, oh my god. The reveal at
Yeah,
the end that they're gonna revive Stanley to go on this mission, I was like, no fucking way, bro.
it kind of did the thing like in the chapter where they found out that they're probably immortal, where like 90% of the chapter is kind of like, oh, this is just Dr. Stone, Dr. Stoning. And then the final like 2 pages hit, and you're like, oh fuck. He's back.
Yeah, I know. And like, cause that was their like ace to keep Zeno cooperating. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like if they do revive him, is Zeno gonna cooperate? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, and I also like, if I'm reading this correctly, Ryusui is considering reviving Stanley purely out of because he's better than me
Mm-hmm.
and he's better suited for this job. So yeah, I wonder how that's gonna go over with the gang.
Yeah. It also, I wonder. Like, I didn't see him have any revival fluid on him, but he could. It could always just be in like a bag or something.
Yeah,
Because it
exactly.
definitely looks like he snuck out here alone
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the night. Yeah. I
He's
also
still
find it
very
hard to
spry.
believe that Kohaku can't shoot. She can pinpoint like shit on a map from thousands of miles away, but she can't shoot.
Well, I mean, just because you can aim good doesn't mean you can shoot good.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever had to deal with guns, you know that it's actually fairly common for people to shoot a gun for the first time and break their wrist or dislocate their shoulder because there's just so much specific muscle locking that you have to use in order to actually shoot safely. So I can believe that she's not capable of doing that just instinctively. Although, because I wanted to say like, oh, in like the new world, where would she have ever picked up on those skills? But I mean, how long have they been now? Technologing.
I mean, we've completely moved beyond them having a concept of time anymore. Like
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just years and years.
years and years and years. Yeah.
Like Ryusui jumping down into that cave despite being like 85 years old.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like.
They just don't age anymore.
Yeah, they're just moved beyond aging. But I mean, it's not like she has no experience aiming shit in general. Like, it's not like they didn't have bows and arrows and more rudimentary guns the entire series. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, hey, again, don't underestimate that recoil on guns.
I suppose. And then I like how Ryusui's like, yeah, I did it, but not good enough.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be
I did.
real interesting to see where this goes. I kind of hope that reviving Stanley doesn't end up being like, Rutro, now we have to have a fucking side plot because Zeno decides to be a dick again. I really hope everyone's just like, let's eyes on the prize here.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like because again, with this passage of time, I wonder if Zeno has like gotten so used to working with them, they're just like, okay, Stanley, cut that shit out. We're gonna help him.
Yeah,
The
because
moon
I mean
kind of
it's
cool.
been years at least
Yeah.
since this happened. So
Zeno is like, Stanley, get your ass on the moon.
get to the fucking moon, please.
Like, can you imagine? You wake up from like stone slumber and you're like, slowly becoming human again. The first thing you see is a scientist with a giant X on his face going, Stanley, you gotta go to the moon.
We gotta put you on the moon.
That has like that's like the thing we're talking about a couple of weeks ago with like Endeavor on Deku's window going like,
Yeah.
Deku, you have to fight Shigaraki tomorrow. I hope you're ready. Like they're just throwing Deku out of bed to scream at him, "Hey Deku, Shigaraki literally ate the #1 hero of America. I hope you're ready."
I hope you're prepared.
Yeah. So Rotro, Shigaraki can rewrite reality and is constantly exploding. Hope you can punch, good kid.
It really is the same thing. He's gonna wake up and look around and be like, "Where am I?" And Xeno's gonna be like, "Hey, how you feeling, buddy? Here's your spacesuit. Put it on."
Wait, does Stanley even know about Y-Man?
I don't think so. No.
Like, okay, Stanley, how you doing? Yeah, have a cup of tea. So we're gonna go fight, like, possibly the devil on the moon. Put on
Satan
your
is on
suit.
the moon.
Moon's haunted.
We need it. Moon's haunted. We got
Oh fuck. Oh, I think I laughed so hard I hurt one of my ribs. Ow. But yeah, also speaking of Haunted Moon, I also really like their revival fluid armbands. That feels really smart.
Yeah, the
Like that.
wristwatch that you can like time.
Yeah, that's super cool. The resurrection watch. Love that. That, you know, it's cool that we've gotten to the point where we're done with like recovering current for us technology and have moved into like sci-fi technology.
Yeah, time to start
That's
like
actually pretty
making
cool.
actual tech. Like
Mhm.
fantasy tech, yeah.
That's super cool. Um so yeah. That's my opinion, Dr. Stone. I'm happy that Stanley is coming back. I hope it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I just hope it doesn't derail the plot. That's my only concern.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Next up on the list is going to be Undead Unluck.
Raw.
Super Raw was really good. I love every time they make a plan and someone's like, that shouldn't actually work, and then they're like, it doesn't matter as long as you cheat the rules in the right way, it'll work.
Yeah, like that's a super cool feature of Undead Unluck. That it's like it sets up rules and then it's like, well, we're negators, so we're supposed to break them and bend them. I feel like that's a really nice sort of connection between you know, narrative narrative form and narrative content. That's super cool. Um Also, Spring's phase 3 looks so fucking cool.
Yes, his like giant fanged ass maw. He looks
Yeah.
really cool in general in this form.
Mhm. And yeah, I mean, I saw someone in the comments last week saying, "Oh, the whole thing about this being the final phase, it's not about the finale of the manga; it's the finale of the arc." And I'm like, dude, they're literally summoning all the negators, like spiritually here.
Yeah,
This
this
feels
really
like final
feels
shit.
like it's the final round. I don't know how you could
Yeah,
do something else.
yeah, because what they're gonna start using the negators to cut to the center of Spring. Like
And then
that's some
send Fuko
fucking
inside to unlock the core.
yeah, like that's some fucking final fight shit. I mean, I don't think this is the final
I
fight,
don't
but I
think
feel
it's the
like we're
final
only gonna
fight, but I
have
think this is the fight where the two sides come together. Like Billy's faction and the organization join together. And then we move to the final fight with God.
Ah, yes, just casually.
Just time to take out God.
Yeah. Also, on that final spread, Unbreakable's thigh is like the size of at least two of those other negator guys.
Yes, it is.
Like, jeez, I was just scrolling through it again and I noticed, like, holy shit, girl, you go.
Also, does Wheeze have her arm back?
Well, didn't she have like a fake arm at
Yeah,
some
but it
point?
does. Maybe it's just low definition. It's just they're not drawn any differently.
Oh no, I definitely think that's sort of like just distant.
Yeah, just low def. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, just super excited for this fight. I love their plan here where it's just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna play the game and break the rules. Uh, and as long as we don't think about attacking him, but other stuff, it should all work fine. Also, I like Spring's little core that she kisses.
Yeah, his little nice guy face.
Yeah, he's a little boy, just a small man.
He looks like a little Digimon that hasn't evolved yet.
Yeah, and then he immediately evolves.
Yeah, in this fucked up nightmare form.
Yeah. Also, I feel like I said this when this arc started, but the ability to turn someone into a cherry tree is the most oddly specifically terrifying ability I've heard of in a while. Because like it doesn't sound overtly terrible until you realize, oh my god, you're conscious, but also a tree.
But a tree
That's like the
forever,
worst.
yeah.
Yeah, literally turns you into Tengen.
Oh god.
Even Tengen is more conscious.
Yeah,
Like he is
Tengen's got
called.
more
He's
going
literally
on
a
than a
tree.
tree.
Yeah, and they literally say that he's more like a tree. God, imagine having it worse than Tengen,
Than the thumb man.
the thumb guy. Uh, but yeah, honestly, that's probably already it for me from
Yeah, it's just
Undead.
raw, and I love this world and how they interpret everything in it. It's such a cool concept to me. To like establish
Yeah,
your power system and then be like, but our job as the characters is to fuck with this power system.
yeah,
I
exactly.
love
That's a
that.
super cool way to deal with it. Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
Next
Are
up,
we at the final one?
I don't know about that just yet. Let me consult the list.
I don't think anything is left from the
You're right.
regular.
You're right. We are on the last
Yeah,
one. It is Ayashimon.
Ayashimon and this shit kind of good.
It kind of good. Yeah.
Yeah, this shit kind of great.
Yeah. The I don't want to get too invested as it is chapter 3, but
Hmm.
this shit kind of slaps.
Yeah, right? Like it's really cool. I really love our main character. He just feels like such a genuine character in a way. He's just like, yeah, I'm like this and I'm going to act like this. Deal with it. It's weird. It's almost like he has no how do I put this? Like it feels like he's not bound by any like, oh, this is what your main character is supposed to be like and this is what he's supposed to do in like his first couple of chapters. He's just a dude who really likes fighting, so he's going to do it. And it feels like this could easily feel generic, but because of how ridiculous it is that he's fighting these superhuman guys with nothing, basically, it ends up being incredibly endearing
Well, it's
when he
nice to
rips
me
out
too
that
because
door.
it's he's never impacted by like because like they bring it up a lot where he's like he's just normal, but he's
Yeah.
never impacted by that. It's not like the I'm never gonna accomplish my dream of being the chief enforcer of a mafia family now. Damn it! It's
Uh
just
huh.
like I don't care. I'm just gonna fight because it's
Yeah.
awesome, and I'm gonna kick ass because it's awesome.
Also, his the little gag where he is too strong and doesn't have the time to finish his
Yeah,
ultimate move's name.
his ultimate attack name because it's super long and annoying.
Yeah, ultimate final conquering destructo heavenly true something something. Yeah, just hella fun. And I'm also really digging the world. Like the Ayashimons feel like a really cool presence.
Yeah, I love the concept that they're like just in the background of human cities, like taking
Hmm.
advantage of people and stuff. And there's like zones where cops take care of them. I don't like that
Hmm.
prostitutes are Tanuki penises. Uh, that was uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah, but look. That nice man slept with the Tanuki penis, not you. So just take a step back. It didn't happen to you. It's all good.
That's true. And I like the concept that there's like feeding zones where, you know, cops just kind of don't look because it creates like
Hmm.
this tangible, cool, like spiritual underworld kind of thing.
Yeah, right. It has this sort of. It's weird. Like it's literally a red light district, but specifically for demons to exist. And that's kind of cool. Like it really creates, as you said, this really cool world for the story to take place in.
Yeah, like the spread
Um,
where it's just like her saying it's just like a manga, isn't it? And it shows like all the different demons in the crowd. You have like the tall skeleton women who are just like dressed normally, but they're skeleton monsters. And you have like all
mhm,
the regular people intermixed with like all the visible demons that obviously they aren't aware of and the rest of us are. It's a
mhm.
cool shot. It's a very cool shot.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's awesome. Um, And yeah, like I like the little fire guy that we got. I hope we get to see more of demons sort of that type, because that he looks awesome. Like just being able to conjure fire from his skin, very cool.
Yeah, I like that
And
they're all
yeah,
like just kind of, again, yokai is kind of a generic enemy, but it's just cool that they're like fucking demons that do things. And I don't know, something about like the fact that it's this built society that's lasted for a long time makes it feel unique still. Where it's not like, Demon Slayer had a big thing on demons, obviously, because it's the fucking name. But that felt so like localized and isolated almost, because it was just like, this guy is a demon that makes more, so you gotta kill him.
mhm.
Where with this, it feels like, oh yeah, demon society has existed literally fucking forever, and we're just getting
Mhm.
a peek at it right now with what you and I are doing. I like that. I like that the world feels like it exists outside of our characters.
Yeah, that's actually a very good way to put it. Um, but yeah, just also sort of a bit of a lightweight chapter, I'd say, but still very, very cool and stylish.
I love.
Um,
I think my favorite joke is when he's burning his hands on the door because he got a fucking metal door to block fire. And she's like, angle the door so it shoots the fire into the ceiling, and he just jumps and punches the sprinkler.
yeah, that's also really cool. Like he feels dumb, but like in a cool way.
Yeah, well, because he's an idiot, but it still works, right? Like,
Yeah, like he's not his idiocy isn't a hindrance; it's more like a strength, and I think that makes it cooler because of it.
also, I like how the fire guy's dialogue the entire time is just like, "Hey, don't diss me." And then
Yeah.
it gets to the point where right before he gets killed, he has a thought bubble, and he's like, "Is she dissing me?" It's even his
Oh
thoughts.
yeah. Yeah, he's just so focused on his reputation. But yeah, I think that's it for me for my Yashimon. Unless you have anything else to say.
The only other thing that I thought was funny was, did you look at his him workshopping his name, his attack name, the flashback panels?
No, wait. Let me find
He's
it.
got one where it's written down, and it's like darkness, sorry, power horror,
Oh
and
yeah.
power's written with the P backwards.
Yes. Oh, I wonder if that's there in Japanese as well, or if this is English lettering. That'd be so funny if
Oh
it
yeah, I
were.
don't know, like if they rewrote it out in English for this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's really funny though.
It is. All right. Is that it for the weekly lineup?
I believe so. Yeah. So that puts us into our Patreon reader segment, which is
Uh
Kubo
huh.
won't let me be invisible.
Okay. Do you want to break the news, or should I break the news?
It it's not very good.
No,
It
no.
really feels like it's a gag manga purely for like it's like the opposite of Blue Box. Like whatever Blue Box is, this is what a complete opposite of the spectrum.
Uh huh.
It's a gag manga for dudes who have like accidentally sniffed shampoo as a woman walked by them.
Yeah, like it's I the gag was interesting at the start, but honestly, the more it got into it, the more it started to feel okay. There's something gross about this. Like not in like an overtly oh god this is like problematic or whatever, but just like this is a story written for the kinds of people I don't necessarily want to associate with. Basically, like it just feels grubby. Like, oh, look at you. You are so invisible. No one notices you except this very hot, dominating girl that just wants all of you. And it's like, okay, all right.
Yeah, it's just I don't really see any like I don't find it that funny either, and I don't mean in like a
Yeah.
ew the content is gross. I just mean in like the gags don't really land for me.
Hmm.
Like the joke that he's
Yeah,
not invisible
exactly.
isn't very funny, and I don't know.
It was kind of funny at the start when it's like, oh, yeah, I can literally like stand up and no one will notice. But eventually it started getting into the absurd. And then it's like, it has no joke beyond that. It's just that. It's just, oh, I'm invisible.
Well, I
And
think
this
that
girl
I
is
think
really loud about it.
the only jokes are like, oh, people don't notice me, and then the other joke is, oh wow, this girl is very hot, and that makes me uncomfortable as I am a nerd.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've nothing specific to say about the chapters because they all kind of blend together for me.
Yeah, that's the thing. I want to talk more about them, but it's almost like there's nothing to talk about really.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like there's nothing here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 chapters of a gag manga was not the best way to spend your votes here. Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you could have voted for Tokyo Ghoul,
hey, a lot of
we
people
could have
did.
had Zen.
Kubo
Yeah.
jumped ahead at the last minute.
Uh,
This feels like a series to me that probably later on gets better when it grows
mm-hmm.
out of like establishing its joke or whatever it's doing right now. But like
Mm-hmm.
none of this is particularly endearing to me either. Like when she snaps the selfie of them and she's like, "Ah, yay, I did it." I'm like, "Okay. That's not
Yeah.
I don't really find that cute either." Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just like not my kind of romance series cuz I feel like had that happened in Blue Box and like Chinatsu was like, "Yay, I got a selfie of us." I'd be like,
Well, yeah, but the thing, I think Blue Box is a great thing to compare it to because Blue Box feels very mature and cognizant of what the kind of story is that it's trying to tell. And so it also focuses a lot of its resources on making the characters likable. I would say Chinatsu is incredibly likable compared to Kubo. Um, Whereas this series feels like the only reason you should care that Kubo is spending so much time with the main character is because she's a girl. And girls are, oh, does she like me? Oh no, she's touching me. Oh, you know, it feels like it's trying to get you hooked purely off of the base of, oh my god, a shy guy has interactions with a nice looking girl. And I feel like romance can be so much more than that. And I know it can because Blue Box exists.
yeah, and I
And
think
Blue
a lot of it
Box,
is like it's so outlandish a lot of the time. Like they bump into each other and she grabs him and like smells his sweat and she's like, "Ah, yeah." And I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" This is like
yeah,
not how human beings interact with one another.
exactly. And I mean, I get it. Like, right, it's like a gag manga, but
Right,
at
and
the same
it's like
time,
a gag wish fulfillment type deal. Like I get it. I just don't see the appeal in it.
yeah, right. Like, I can see what it's trying to go for it, but I don't see why you would like it. Basically,
Yeah, yeah. The intent is there and obvious, and I just don't understand why it's appealing to people. And hopefully, if you guys like this in the comments section, or like if you want to hit us with it gets good around this mark or whatever, or if you
hmm
just like it, explaining why, I'm happy to read why you really like it, but I just I don't see it.
yeah,
And it doesn't help
yeah,
that the
me
Shonen
neither.
Jump app stops at chapter 6 and then jumps to chapter 79, so it's not like I could read ahead and really get an idea myself if I wanted to. But like,
Yeah, what's up with that actually?
well, yeah, they did that with a lot of them for a while. Like Jujutsu Kaisen used to be like this. It used to go to like chapter 14 and then it jumped to whatever the current release chapters were. But they backfilled Jujutsu Kaisen really fast, and it feels like they're not backfilling this at all. Because yeah, it was
Yeah.
August 18th when it was initially uploaded, and they haven't uploaded a single backfill chapter since August. So I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just not a priority for them to backfill this. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just really not that popular, but at that point, why continue
It
translating
seems
it?
like it's popular. I mean, it's 93 chapters.
Yeah, that's true. But, well, okay. When you're a gag manga, you can get serialized for crazy long despite being garbage.
Well, that's true. Isn't how
I
long
mean,
has Maguchan been going? 69 chapters. Yeah.
um,
Nice.
nice. Yeah, I mean, there's so much. Like, that's what makes me even more upset about things like fandoms here because there is 100 chapters worth of I'm a dog and my owner's sexy. I did not make that's a thing. And there's 100 chapters of that shit.
That sounds awful.
It is
It
awful.
sounds genuinely terrible.
A lot of shit in that sort of lens is really bad. But sort of those etchy gag mangas, they get serialized for like crazy long. For like no reason other than I guess everyone is really horny over there in Japan. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's a stereotype over there, but it's just like, especially like when we're talking about this, I just don't really. Maybe it's just that it's not funny to me. Like maybe other people do actually find it funny. I don't know. Like
Mm-hmm.
chapter 5 is literally like she comes onto him in like the most intense way possible, and he's like, ah. This is bad for me. I'm too much of a dweeb for this. And I'm like, what world? What world are we living in?
Mm-hmm.
She just
Yeah.
gave you wipes and said that now you'll smell like I do, and then leaned into your like chest. Like, what is happening?
Yeah. Right.
Aren't you supposed
Like,
to be like
it,
14? What's going on?
yeah. And as I said, like it feels like the only reason you're supposed to be invested in that is because oh my god, girl and boy doing things. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting too old for that.
Yeah, maybe we're
Right.
just too jaded for this kind of thing. It really is just like the whole thing, all 5 chapters just felt like it was, hey, nerdy guys, wouldn't you love this if this happened to you? And it's like, this is really weird and unsettling. And no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, wish fulfillment isn't a bad thing by itself. You could argue that fiction by itself is inherently wish fulfillment unless it tries otherwise. But, you kind of have to have more going for you than just that.
Yeah, it's
You
one
could
thing to
argue
have it,
that.
and it's another thing for it to be like the entire focus of your narrative. And I don't find
Mhm,
either one of these characters like endearing or likable, so I don't have any investment in them like becoming romantically involved with one another. Like
mhm.
the oh my god, I hope they kiss aspect of like Spy Family or Blue Box is like completely absent. I'm just like, okay, these fucking weirdos.
Yeah, yeah, it's just weird. I don't think I'll be continuing this.
Yeah,
But,
it's not. If people make impassioned pleas in the comments that actually it gets amazing at like chapter 15 or whatever, maybe I will try to. But I have very little interest in pursuing this any further.
mhm.
Which what a big reversal from last time, because we've had 2 romance ones in a row now. Because the last Patreon
Yeah,
segment was Blue Box, and then this time was this, and man, total
yeah, but
180.
I mean, yeah, 100% 180. I mean, Blue Box now was in my top three. I don't know if I'll ever think about Kubo again.
Yeah, it it kind of reminds me of what we talked about with the other new series, where it's like this is very generic, like nerdy boy, hot girl, shenanigans ensue. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I just don't find it amusing or entertaining, really.
yeah, same. I think we can end it there
Yeah.
so that we don't beat it.
Yeah, well,
Um,
yeah, there you go. So
there you go.
make sure to submit your requests. I'll send a message out to everybody on the Patreon today after this episode goes live to submit your requests for December, and we'll open up the December poll after next week's episode, after the first episode of the month, and then we
Mhm.
will have the December read through. Looks like it's going to be the 26th, which is like actually Christmas, I think. So maybe not. I don't know.
Well,
We'll see. We'll have to plan around Christmas.
yeah. Oh, yeah, the 26th is on a Sunday.
Yeah, it is.
Well, 26th isn't Christmas. 26th is St. Stephen's.
Oh, I don't know. When is Christmas? The 25th?
Yeah, the 20. How do you not know when Christmas is?
I don't give a shit. I know when Christmas is based on the day I don't have to go to work, and it's on a weekend this year, so I don't care.
God, you Americans basically invented commercialized Christmas.
Yeah, well, why do
How
you
can
think I don't
you
care about it? I don't celebrate this for religious reasons. I celebrate this because it's the day I get fed turkey and get a gift that I don't want.
you eat turkey on Christmas?
It's like turkey, ham, and various other farm meats.
I wait, but don't you also eat turkey on Thanksgiving?
Yes.
What's okay? What's your guys' turkey consumption? I'm
Only those 2
this is
times,
what?
basically.
Oh, okay, I see.
And then never again.
Okay, okay. Next question: why the hell is it called a turkey?
I don't know. I didn't name the thing.
Why not?
Why didn't I name it?
Yes. Like, did you have something better to do when that was happening?
Yeah, well, every American that was ever going to be conceived all got together at one time and was like, hey, how do we across space-time? But I slept in that day.
I can't believe this shit. Can't believe it. Yeah, because the thing is, it's called a turkey in English, but in Turkey, as in Turkish, it's called the India bird.
The
So it's
India
just like,
bird?
yeah, so it's like it references another country. I wonder what it's called in India. Any Indian viewers, what's a turkey called in Hindi?
Wow, why the fuck is it called the India bird?
I don't know. It's just that's just what
What?
it's called in
Are they
Turkish.
even in like are they indigenous to India?
No, but they're also not indigenous to Turkey.
I
Like,
fucking have any idea.
like what?
This is what a week of shitty manga does to us.
This is what a week of Jujutsu Kaisen not being in does to us.
Horikoshi fumbled Akutami's napping. It's our dark week.
It's the darkest hour. Also, next week, my hero has the results for the popularity poll.
Obviously, the Invisible Girl is going to be number one. Everyone's well-loved favorite character.
That's true. No, I mean, of course she can, because she's a character no one cares about, which is actually genius.
Actually, super
obviously.
smart, intentional genius. Because if
Yeah,
you
because,
cared
you
about
know-
her, you might have an emotional reaction to her being the traitor, and we can't have that.
No, the thing is, obviously, when you the true mark of a good writer is to actually be garbage at writing. That's
The true mark of a
that's when
good
you know-
writer is to be garbage, but have people so invested that they're inhaling copium on your behalf anyway.
Yeah. So we have the popularity poll. We have a cover of the magazine and a color page. And oh boy, I cannot wait for that cover to just be Deku holding out his hand again.
It totally is gonna be. Isn't
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen getting a shit ton of color pages soon?
I think Jujutsu Kaisen's getting. Is it getting the cover of the magazine even the week after?
I think the week after. I think it's getting the cover and 2 color pages.
Damn. Yeah. Okay.
Which is what happened the week before it got the burnout chapter. So I'm thinking that might be why he took the week this week, is just to take care of all of that at, like, at his own pace. I don't know. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Hoping his pacing.
Yeah. Hopefully. Hopefully, but yeah, because next week, for those of you who don't know, will be the first Shonen Jump issue of 2022.
Yep.
Don't ask me. That's just how it works.
Yeah, they're always like the issues come out like for the month ahead of when they're released. I don't know why. It's always been like that, but
yeah.
like this is technically a December issue, is the one that we just read right now.
Well, yeah, the one we just read is the last issue for 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And now it'll start at issue number 1 again next week. But yeah, so see y'all next week to bitch about the fact that some random no-name character from My Hero is going to have like number 5 spot in the popularity poll because the Japanese are terrible at popularity polls for My Hero.
Didn't the plate tectonics kid get a good ranking?
Yeah. He got, in the last popularity poll, which happened during the war arc, Shindo, who has appeared for a total of 5 chapters, got a spot above Shigaraki.
Didn't he come back? Because that was why he brought him back, right? For that one little thing?
We don't know if that's why he brought him back, but I mean, it does definitely look very suspicious that he comes back immediately.
Right after the results of that poll came in?
Yeah. So yeah, see y'all next week for that fun.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.